Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Rome 390 Boss. It got a little bit of a strap upgrade. I rode this binding at Copper Mountain on an overcast day. You had a couple inches of fresh pow, heavy wind-loaded pow, chop, chunder, a little bit of wind, kind of just a mix of everything, and I rode it on my Ride Shadow Band snowboard with my K2 Thraxis boots. Alright, so let's talk about adjustability on these. You get 2 screws at the toe and 2 at the heel. When you loosen them up, you can slide the heel cup out or push it in. The foot pad moves a little bit as well. The toe strap is on a push pin system, so you push down, pull it back up, you can lock it in. The heel straps have flip tabs. You flip them up, slide it in, slide it back out, flip them back down, lock them into place. The Highback can be rotated and does have a forward lean adjustment. You flip it up, slide it down, slide it back up, lock it into place. Boom, there you go. On the fly, forward lean. When it comes to the straps, you got the Oxtec heel strap, which is their power grip. It's gonna fit most boot shapes. It's gonna have a little bit of give to it. You don't really have to worry about it. You might feel a little bit of a pressure point towards the ratchet side if you have a softer boot and you really crank it down. With the heel strap, you get the new Ultra Flex version. This is a more durable Oxtec strap in my opinion. It's designed to have more give at the bottom, be a little bit more rigid in the middle. This one has a lot of give to it. You're gonna be able to flex into it and not overpower it. I do personally believe that this was the right way to make this. It just seems to be a little bit more durable after riding it. I just noticed that. I think it's gonna hold up better in time. When it comes to ratchets, the one finger quick release works exactly how you would want it to. These do climb well. You get a lot of torque with that handle. You can really just open this up. They stay locked in, they release well. I never had any issues of them slipping or prematurely releasing. Rome's ratchets are dialed. With the Highback on the 390, it's not the stiffest Highback out there. It's also not the softest. When you drive back into it, you can feel that spine down the middle, give you some power on a heel side turn. But when you're like tweaking a grab or buttering around, you can feel it kind of play a little bit. Forward lean adjustment works exactly how you'd think it would. You flip it up, slide it down, lock it back into place. Boom, you're good to go. The overall flex of this binding is just a hair past middle of the road, and that's due in part to the full wrap chassis on it. You get a little bit more lateral drive and power on the outside of it versus that ASIM wrap that's missing on the outside where you get a little more play. You just get a little more power when you're driving into it. Now the straps, they're not super stiff, they're not super soft, they're kind of just in that middle. You get a little bit more give. You're gonna notice that before they actually engage, you're really flexing your boot into it, and then it takes over, and you notice that you're now actively pushing into your toe and heel edge. It's fine, it just gives it a little bit more play. It's not bad. Overall flex, like I said, just a hair past middle of the road. So the foam on the bottom of the chassis of this, as well as the footbed, provide optimal dampening. This is one of those bindings where micro vibrations are killed off, but the bigger ones you're gonna feel, which is what you want. You wanna know when you're getting into that rutted out, choppy terrain and you're gonna need to give it some power. Maybe you need to take it back a notch or lean back or lean forward. That's what this actually provides. You're not gonna get that foot fatigue from all those little micro vibrations from riding corduroy that just come up and resonate through the board into your feet either. That's what you really get with this. Who's this binding for? The all-mountain freestyle rider that's maybe on a little bit of a budget. They can't afford a DOD, a cleaver's probably too much, and they don't want an ASIM wrap like what you would get with the Vice. So you want a little more lateral drive? Boom, there you go. So last year's heel strap compared to this one was ass. This is an optimal improvement for this binding. I really enjoyed this. I used to own 390s back in the day. I think I had them the first year that Rome made bindings, and then I had them again about 10 to 12 years ago. One of my favorite bindings, right? They worked great. They're meat and potatoes with all the adjustments that you have on there. You're not overwhelmed with it. It's a binding that you know will perform. This is the same thing. It's just got a better strap than what it had the year before. I'm actually really enjoying riding these. It's not an underperforming binding, but it's not so performance-based that it's overpowering. I was just like, this is just a good old-fashioned binding you get on and you know that it's going to work. Comparable bindings, the K2 formula. The Union Force Classic, or OG, or whatever they're calling it, the bent metal transfer. This has been my review of the Rome 390 Boss. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own a pair? Are you going to buy a pair? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this binding. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here, do you want to support us further? Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.